Hey, people, how are you? I just better check that I'm live in all the right places because, oh, look, I think I am. Brilliant. Hopefully, come and say hi to me. I look a bit yellow today. I don't know what's going on. Something to do with the light. But hey ho, that's how it goes. I'll just get myself organized. I was racing around before I sat down. I've got more wool underneath me. I'm pretty sure I have. It will appear in a moment, no doubt. Anyway, hope you're all good. Here you come. Yay. Come on in, find a seat, sit yourselves down, be comfortable. Hope you've got some knitting. Good morning. Nice to see you. Excellent. I'm in all the places. That's really, really good. I've got a lots of things to show you today because remember, I was at Cannes. I was at Knit August Nights, Cannes, whatever. I was there the other week, and then I had all the stuff that I brought back, and then I had a pattern to show you last week, and I am ready for spring. Oh, because my kids are loud. And then I have a pattern to show you today as well, because this one just caught up with me out of the blue. Yeah, good. Right, so let's get on with it because I've got lots of things to show you. So, I went to Knit August Nights, and the very first thing I got was someone gave me a beautiful jar of homemade marmalade, and it was a lemon and I've forgotten the other thing in it. Hopefully carrot, lemon and carrot marmalade, and it's a lovely little jar of lemon and carrot marmalade. And in fact, I might have some when I get off this podcast because that just sounds like something that I want to have. So anyway, I got this beautiful little jar of orange deliciousness, and I think it just influenced my choices of yarn for the whole weekend. I kind of had a little break from it at some points, but I'll show you. Okay, so I'll show you what I got. So the first thing I got was, I'm ripping the bag apart there. First thing I got was this beautiful bag. I just thought that was so lovely. And Solange makes these bags, and she's over in Wardrobe Toolbox, and it had the orange strip down the side. I love tuis. I just love tuis. I love puriri trees. So the tui, this is a New Zealand native bird, the tui, and they love puriri trees. And actually, so a puriri tree is a tree of life. And I got married under a puriri tree. I got married under a tree that is over 100 years old, and so did my sister actually a few years after me. That is how the trees propagate, and they're beautiful, majestic, big trees. At least the one I got married under was. We used to play in it when I was a kid. We had a tree hut up there and a fireman's pole, and you name it, we had it there. My dad built it all. And majestic trees, perfect for putting tree huts in and clambering all through. And they have these big green leaves. They're evergreen, although they do drop a lot of leaves, and they have lovely red berries, and the tuis love them. And the tuis have this wonderful call. I can't even try and do it, but you have to look it up online. So that is a tui. So I'm very fond of tuis, and there it is. I guess that, well, there's a kowhai. That's one of the trees in New Zealand. I guess some of this is not really puriri-ish, but they're just beautiful. So it had this lovely teal back, and I love teal. And then inside, I just thought it was such a nice big knitting bag. And inside it has this lovely old sheet, I think. She uses lots of recycled materials to make these bags. So I thought that was a wicked bag. So Solange, if you're looking and you want to put a link to your shop, if you're selling stuff online, do. If anyone knows what it is, pop it in because I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so that was the first thing I got. And I thought, well, what has to happen now? I have to fill that bag. So I better get cracking. So then I found, which I showed you. Oh, actually, I didn't show you. I showed the wardrobe toolboxes the other day. I then went over to Deanna McDowell's Imperfectly Perfect Twists. Perfectly Perfect Twists. Someone can remind me. She had a stand, and it was so lovely to meet Deanna. And she had this, look at the color of that. She had this on her stand. Now it's looking ever so slightly lighter on the screen. It's just a touch darker, but that's pretty much a good representation of the color. And all the different colors that go into it. That's pretty good, you guys. That's pretty good. Anyway, she kept saying to me, it's not lace. It's not lace. And I was like, I know it's not lace. I can see it's not lace. But it says lace. I didn't realize that at the time. Llama lace. It is llama. It is Oh my word, it is heavenly soft. Absolutely heavenly soft. Oh, thank you. Yes, remind Solange. It's Perfectly Imperfect Twist is the name of Deanna's shop. So hopefully we'll have some links. Hopefully we'll go into the chat. 100% llama, fingering weight. I just saw two and I thought, oh, I need to wrap that around my neck. I really need to wrap that around my neck. It needs to be not quite velar, but that sort of long, soft, subtle sort of throw it on, feel a bit graceful kind of softness. That's what I needed. So I got two of those for that. And she also had these. And I haven't tried these. Have you tried these? Anyone tried these? I know lots of people have. Well, I haven't tried them yet. And they're square, collage square. Yes, they say. They are really easier on your hands. They're designed to be ergonomically suited to your hands, decreasing stress and strain for those who love to knit. So I got a pair of fours. They're long, 40 inches, really long. So I probably got the cable a bit long than I need, but it will be useful. And I thought, oh, I might knit this on these and just see how I get on. So that is a plan. That is in my list of things to do. But I'm keen to try those and just to see what I think of those. Then I got a few gifts, which was really nice. Someone raced over and said to me, I want you to come and choose some sock blockers. So I chose some sock blockers. She said, I've seen you on the podcast holding up your old mucky old hand, homemade sock blockers, which are these, and you need a new sock blocker. So I was going to buy some. Oh, they smell absolutely divine. They're just freshly somethinged. They're absolutely lovely. So I got these cool as sock blockers. These are knit bits 37 to 39, 24 centimeters. So I'm a size 38. So they are perfect for my foot. And I've actually got socks on them. I am going to put more socks on them because I have some sock patterns to tell you about that are going to be out tomorrow. And they're so cute. So I'll come back to those. So thank you so much to lovely, I think it was Jane who gave them to me. And they are absolutely gorgeous. And they smell so good. I'm a sniffy person. I said to you, just need a little bit of beeswax and I'll be in heaven. Lovely wooden kind of smells and beeswax. And that reminds me of my childhood. Okay, so yes, I have. I couldn't tell the difference to start with, but after doing a whole garment, I definitely noticed they were easier on my hands. Yay, that's the collage needles. That's really good. I mean, my hands are actually fine, but I'm just really keen to have a go and try them. Speaking of hands, I had a message from Carson yesterday, so he'll be back on the podcast, which on the masterclass, which will be awesome for those of you, because that's the other thing I need to tell you about is Wardrobe Toolbox is opening. Right, then what? Then what did I get next? Well, the next thing, I just thought orange. I can definitely see myself. Oh, Deanna gave me this too. She came up, she raced up. She said, I think you need one of these. Perfectly Imperfect twists. You can find her all over the place. There's her little logo. And she gave me one of these, and it's like, this is actually perfect for a single project bag, or if you just have a few cables of one particular brand, I think. So you put the needles in the front. It's leather. It's really soft, that lovely soft leather. Put the needles in the front, and then you can put your cables in the hole, and I guess other bits and bobs as well. And then it folds over like so, like that. And yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm going to use that. I might use that with that project. I have to use it with the jumper, I think. Okay, then I was like, okay, orange. Orange is taking me over. So I'm curious, is it easier on your hands depending if you're knitting English versus Continental? Oh, I don't know. I knit English. I don't know. I've had this feeling for a long time that it might be good to know both, which is why I wanted to know both, because my feeling is it's probably good to adjust your positioning of your hands so that your hands don't get too used to one thing. It's good. I think it's good for your brain, but also I think it's probably good for your hands to have some adjustment. Now, having said that, I haven't done any Continental knitting for a long time, but I do think it might be a good idea. But people can tell us what they think in the chat. Do you think it's easier on your hands, English or Continental? Especially for those of you who do both, obviously. Ruth, you might be in here. You'll know. Morning. Nice to see you all. Okay, so then so my stand was just next to Lynn's at Fibre to Go. Lynn, I can see she's just hopped on. And oh my gosh, she had just a beautiful array of yarn. just staring at me when I was on my stand. So I wandered over, had a good old chat to Lynn, and I thought I better buy some yarn because it was so delicious. So I did buy some yarn, and I got these. Now they're actually more burnt in real life, I think, than they're looking here. Are they? Yes, they look more electric orange, but in the flesh they are this color, but they have a much redder hue to them, a much darker red hue. They're called burnt orange. They're a silk merino 4-ply fingering. They're silk merino fingering 4-ply, 15% silk, 85% superwash merino. I just loved those. I just thought they were absolutely gorgeous, and I could see them on myself. I thought they were so nice, but I thought, but wait, there's more. I had this idea that I'd like to mix them with a bit of mohair. So I actually got this. I just had this urge over the weekend to wear bright clothes. I don't know if it was the sun was shining there. It didn't always shine, but I just was overcome with this urge of I need to wear brighter clothes. I just really have this fancy for it. So I chose this electric kind of, it's like psychedelic, what's it called? You know, that stuff you eat. It's candy floss. Psychedelic, I've got a hair in my eye. Psychedelic candy floss. And I thought, oh, I just definitely need that. So I thought I'd put that with that, and it would lighten up the orange, and it would give it some really hot pink tops through it, and hot sort of apricot, hot pink, bright orange. I thought those would be pretty jolly fantastic together. Now this is a silk weight, a lace weight, so it has a lot more yardage in it. It is kid mohair and silk. This is her fireworks color, and halo kid mohair and silk. And I'm just looking for the yardage. It's a 2-ply lace weight. And where does she say yardage? Where did you say yardage, Lynn? I can't see it. But it's longer. It's longer. It must be longer. Yeah, you're definitely wearing bright clothes. I just have this urge. Okay, somebody could tell me, Lynn, tell me how long this is, because I can't see it off the top of my, I can't see how many yards are in it, or how many meters. But anyway, I'm going to mix those together. So this was my orange electric jumper. I thought that would be, I just can't wait to wear that. I think it'll look amazing. It should be 400 meters per 50 grams. Okay, so I got two. So I got 800 meters worth of that one, because they're both 50s, I imagine. So yeah, pretty good. I'm pleased with that. And then Lynn had this incredible selection of buttons. Oh my word. They were really nice. And then I didn't make her, she was very generous, sort them out so that I could choose sets of them. I said to her, I like this one, this one, this one, but I'm too busy. I did stand there for a while, didn't I? Oh, it's on the barcode, she said. Oh, it is, sorry, I'm completely blind. 400 meters per 100 grams for the fingering. And the other one is, no, it's not on the barcode. It's not on that one. Maybe those ones. You'll have to tell me. I'll write it on. 420. Okay, so I found some buttons in her stand. So she had these beautiful wooden buttons. Now, it's going to be really hard to show you these, but I got enough for a whole bunch of cardigans. Look at those buttons. They are just so pretty. So I thought, look at those. Aren't they amazing? So I thought I always need buttons. I always like having lots of buttons. Can you see that one? And this one. They're so pretty. So I just got a bunch of buttons. And then this one, there wasn't enough to get a whole set. So I just got what she had. And I thought, oh, that'll be good for something. Whether it's sewing or knitting, I don't know. But they're just so pretty. So I got a bunch of little wooden buttons. And then she also makes buttons. And so I got this set, which I thought were really neat. And they're made of polymer clay. And I thought those were really groovy to go on a cardigan. So I got all of the buttons. Not all of the buttons, but I did get a lot of buttons. So that was good. So far, so good. Does she sell online? Yes, she does. It's Fiber2Go with a 2 in it. Fiber2Go. It's Lynn. She can pop her link in the chat because I can see she's here. So that was my orange. And I was like, okay, I've got kind of this more kind of pumpkin, mulled pumpkin spices with this shawl, and I've got this zingy kind of circus electric pop with the jumper, the two oranges. And then I wasn't finished. I thought I was really on an orange kick, and I didn't mean to be. I just kept being drawn to this color. I totally blame the marmalade. So then I saw this on Delene's stall, and I thought, because I keep I keep telling myself I really am going to do some spinning. I'm really going to do some spinning, and I do have my spinning wheel right here, and I keep thinking I'm going to do spinning, and I'm almost ready to move into my little studio that I've had fixed up out in my garage, which I'll hopefully I'll show you that next week. I'm hoping to be in there next week. I'm just waiting. The third lot was stunning. Is that the black one? Is it that one that you meant? I just love that one. They're beautiful. Anyway, I saw Delene. She was sitting there with her spinning wheel. I felt that incredible urge to just sit and spin. I just love spinning. I haven't spun for a long time, but I have been collecting some fiber, so I'm ready. And I thought, look, that was just so pretty on her stand. So I got that. I bought that. And look, you can see the silk running through it. These lovely pops through here. So the label says, this is 85% fine Corriedale wool and 15% mulberry silk. Autumn tones dyed by Delene. That's what it's called. It's 125 grams. Anyway, that is, I think, what they call a braid. And I'm just, I think that's going to be so pretty. It'll come out a bit lighter, I think, by the time it's all spun and then I spun back on itself. I think that would be really pretty. So I got that one. And then I saw this one after that. Then my eye was caught with this on Lynn's stand. Actually, what happened was at the quiz night, I was sitting next to someone and he'd just bought some of Lynn's fiber. And I thought, that is pretty jolly stunning. So the next morning I went over and I grabbed some for myself, and it has that, look at that. So I grabbed this. So it's got this orange on the outside, it's a long bat, and then it's got this gray and silver on the inside with all of that sparkly silver. I don't know what's come over me, you guys, but I'm so excited about that. It just looks so lovely. Now, for some reason, my camera has frozen. It may not have frozen for you, but we'll just see. If I'll just do a bit of a swap-see over. I'm going to put myself back on this one because I think the colors are better. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that absolutely glorious? So I guess when I unroll the bat, it's going to have all this gray and silver inside, and then it will spin back, there's the other end, to this just edible orange. And the oranges, there's so many oranges in there. It's hard to see, but there are so many oranges. It's absolutely divine. Anyway, it's a bling bat, individually carded, a blend of merino with additions of silk, alpaca, and a small amount of synthetic fibers for bling. It's 100 grams. So I've got 200 and something grams in there. Now, I don't know what I'll do with that, but I think somehow, I don't know, I'm going to have to sit down and spin it. I don't know whether I'll do something separate together, whether I'll work out a way of using them. They're similar tones. There's the silk going on in this. There's the bling in that. I don't know. I just thought they were absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to read your questions before I show you the next lot. Let me just read what you're saying. I'm running out of space. Okay, let's go back and have a little look. Okay, you're talking about English versus Continental for your hands, because I bought this for those of you who are a bit late. I bought the little collage needles. I don't have problems with my hands at the moment, but I'm always very keen to try different needles. So someone asked whether it was different knitting Continental versus English on your hands. So let's see. Some of you have said that. Someone said I can knit both, but my tension is terrible with Continental. I'm pretty sure it's just practice, but I know what you mean. Ruth said, I think it depends on the way you hold the needles. I used to get cramps in my little finger knitting English, none with Continental. I got some of Lynn's for a second flux and for a drama queen, and it's such beautiful yarn. Yep, and we're asking whether she sells online. Oh, someone said I just bought some clay to try and make some fun buttons. Oh, yay, that would be fun, just for fun. What else are you saying? Here we are. I try to spin for 15 to 30 minutes a day. It doesn't always happen, but sometimes while dinner is cooking, I manage it. I think that's the thing. Tracy's also saying spinning is a whole new rabbit hole. Yeah, I think that is the thing. Am I frozen? Hopefully I'm not frozen. I think the thing is making it possible, keeping it so that it's possible for you to actually spin by having things handy. It's the same with knitting. Have things handy, have things ready. Okay, someone suggested I should try and chain plying to keep the long runs of color. Yeah, I've done that, chain plying before. So I think that's a really nice idea. Rather than barber poling it, I could just chain ply it. I can't remember how to do it, but I have done it. I know you do something like this, I think, with your hand. I have to have a go. Terry, you're not going to go down that rabbit hole. I don't know. Just not this year anyway. We'll see what happens next year. Someone can't find the buttons on Lynn's website, so drop her an email and she will be able to show you. She has lots of lovely buttons. Okay, I can't see myself moving, which is really tricky when I'm trying to show you things. So I'm going to just change my camera again. Oh yeah, yay! The things. Okay, I'm going to go back to this camera because I think even though it's crappy, it's actually better for the color. Terry McPherson. I used to spin years ago, but I sold my spinning wheel. Tracy. Well, maybe we'll tempt you back. I don't know. I do really like it. And actually, to be honest, I think spinning is even more nirvana than knitting. It is even more relaxing. I mean, you know that feeling when you sit down and you just knit and you just everything, it is such a good de-stress, come down. It's like, oh my gosh, I've been craving this. I'm just going to relax. That feeling, we all know that feeling, I'm absolutely sure. That feeling and some. I think when you're spinning, it's not only the knitting, there's another whole element that gets brought into it. There's the noise of the machine, of the spinning wheel, I think. When you have that kind of movement, the noise, that I really enjoy. I think just it's just little movements, and I don't know, I just really like it. I really like it. Yes, you need someone to repair the treadle for you, Barbara. You love spinning. Look, I need a new fly. My fly's gone, so I need to get a little kit. I think mine needs a little bit of a clean overhaul kit. So that's something I'm planning to do. I've been really, really busy this year, and I'm almost over the hump of being really busy. And as soon as Wardrobe Toolbox stores open and then shut, and we get off into our new season, the way I'm doing it now with the new Wardrobe Toolbox, which I'll tell you about shortly, it means that I'm hoping I'll get into a more easy rhythm of doing things, and I'm hoping to just have a little bit more time. I just had lots of things on, and then teaching and all of the things, and patterns. I want to do more patterns, so I need to make more time for that. Someone said, I must be spinning wrong. I can't get it to work for me, so it stresses me out. Must practice more. I think so. And I am not a spinner. Like I am. I spent years ago, probably 10 years ago, when I first got my wheel, I spun a lot. I did a lot of spinning over I just thought, right, that's it. I kind of do that. I just learn everything I can learn. I find out everything I can. I get very curious about things, and then I investigate them to pieces, and I do it a lot. And then I kind of go, oh, okay, now I've kind of got the handle on it. Then I'll relax a bit and do it. And so I did a lot of spinning in one bash over months, heaps and heaps and heaps, and learned lots of different ways of doing things. And I was absolutely rubbish. I was rubbish in the beginning, and it's awful being a beginner. I really don't enjoy being a beginner, especially when you've become accomplished at something. It's very hard to go back and be a beginner, but I think it's quite good for us. Anyway, I did that, and then now I think it's like riding a bike, and you kind of get it in your bones a wee bit. But I'm sure when I sit down and do it again after a long break, my first bits will be rubbish. So I'll probably just do a little bit of more basic stuff, and then I'll feed in some of these lovely yarns that I've got. Oh, morning, you're on a school trip. Fantastic. I'll catch you later. That's really nice. You can get maintenance kits from Ashford. They also have replacement bits like flyers, sliders, slider flyers, etc. Yes, I think so. So I've got lots of over the, and then those early years when I was doing a lot more, when I was doing some, let's be honest, I haven't done any for ages. I did get more reels. Is that what they're called? I can't even remember the names. I got more of the things that you wind onto, and I got a little stand for them all. So I had lots more things, but it would be quite nice to get a jumbo fly. I think that would be quite good, and it's something I think I can put on. I've got an old traditional. I'm looking at it here, but you can't see it, which is probably good because it's very dusty. But I would like to kind of zhuzh up a little bit. I was given another wheel by someone that needed repairing, and I thought about doing that, but I ended up giving it away, the other wheel, to someone who was wanting to repair it. I just knew it was away. Bobbins, that's it. Thank you, everybody. Bobbins. Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of bobbins. I realized that I needed more. And I got a Lazy Kate. Yes, I definitely got a Lazy Kate. That's what it was called. So I've kind of acquired things, and I've got little tools and things, but I actually thought I had a spare set. I thought I had a spare fly in the whole maintenance set, but I don't. So I'm going to replace all that. Anyway, I'll come back to the spinning another day, but it is very fun. I do like it a lot. Right. Okay, I'll show you the last of my purchases. This kind of feels decadent, really, but it actually wasn't, because I haven't bought, well, it's not true. I have bought things, but I just thought, I really love going to events and supporting the people there. I love it. And I really love being able to show everybody what other people have got, because from what I hear, you guys enjoy it. And I like choosing beautiful things, and I like sharing those with you so that you can try those beautiful things too. So I sort of feel like I love helping. I know what it's like to be a business owner, a sole person just trying to make a business that keeps people happy and gives you stuff you love. So I love supporting other people in this endeavor. Okay, so that's why I bought so much stuff. That's my reasoning. So anyway, I thought, I saw this. Now, this Mary was in my one of my classes, and she's actually going to send me a couple more balls of this, because she only had 2, and it is absolutely stunning. I said Mary, and I am hoping it is Mary, or is it not Mary? Oh, now I feel terrible because I've left her card on my desk. I haven't got one in here. Anyway, you guys will correct me if I get it wrong. Okay, so I got this. First of all, this is super fine yarn. Now, it's like, my Huia cardigan that I absolutely love. It's a Meadow, Fiber Company Meadow. It's like a 3-ply. It's like a light fingering or a very heavy lace, right? It's in that vein. This is like that, really. It is, I'm trying to find out how many, I can't remember. 100 grams. I don't know what yardage is in it, but anyway, it is, I can't remember. I'm sure she told me, and I'm not very good at finding numbers today. Anyway, it's all hand dyed. In it is 50% New Zealand mohair and 50% New Zealand wool. It's soft, it's airy, it's light, it's luxury, and it reminded me of a New Zealand version of that beautiful British yarn that I had for Huia, the Meadow yarn, which has all of the things in it. So I got 2 skeins of this, with 2 more coming to me, because I thought that was beautiful. It's the opposite of orange. It's not orange, but it's the orange's opposite, right? Blue and orange, they go together. So I got these 2 beautiful blues. I spent a long time. I kept having to come back and look and relook. And then because what I wanted to do was I wanted to create some, I've ripped the bag, so I'm going to get them all out. I then wanted to create some color work on that beautiful dark color. I'm just going to bundle everything into my hand to show you. I didn't hold back. I wanted to give myself lots of options. So I bought all those. These are all 30 grams, the same yarn. And I thought I would do some sort of color work on top of this. It just is so lovely. You can see the sheen in that is just extraordinary. They're all hand dyed. There are gazillions of colors of these, absolutely gazillions. And I think there are 5 shades within every color. So it's like you might have this, and then this, and then this, and then this. They're all the same dye, but in greater increments of dye. So I just thought those were stunning. And she had some beautiful pieces knitted up that combined colors. And it was really good actually to be able to see how they worked together. So my mind was blown. I just thought, oh, absolutely heavenly. I don't quite know what I'm going to do with it, but it will be something that I'm going to spend a bit of time figuring out because there's actually a darker blue. It's really lovely. So all of those, plus one more that we got in our goodie bags, which is on my desk. I just thought that was going to be stunning. I don't often do a dark base with lighter color work, and I just thought that would be really pretty. So that is what I'm doing. And that was pretty beautiful. So I got all that. Who is that? Can someone remind me who it was? The Strand. It's called Strand. And she has the yarn. Mary, it is Mary. Thank goodness. Mary Self Textiles. There we go. Mary Self Textiles. She's based in Wellington. Website is www.maryself.nz. Go and have a look. What is the lime green's opposite color, or what would you go with it? Lime green. Well, the opposite color is red. Opposite of green is red. But I mean, you could go with all sorts with a lime green. So if you've got a color like this, oxidase, it depends what you want to do. Like these are limey, right? Limey greens. Well, you could go for, you could add in, I don't know if I'd add that one, but these sorts of colors can tone it down a wee bit. But if you wanted to go for go into more of the autumnal colors, you could also go, trying to think, I'm just randomly looking here. You could pick some other colors out like that. I don't know if I'd go for all of those. Some of them I'd go for over others, I think. I think I'd just lie them down and see what I like together. I actually quite like those sorts of combinations. I think they're quite nice. But it's worth having a play. These are just absolutely beautiful. But she's got lots and lots and lots to go and have a little look, right? And see what you think. What is the brand name? She's talking about Mary South. Yes, on the color wheel. The opposite on the color wheel, well, the lime green will be in between. It'll be closer to green. Well, I should get my color wheel. I could show you. But if you look, you've got the green occurs between the blue and the yellow, because if you mix blue and yellow together, they make green. So this one will lie closer to the yellow than it does the blue because it's so limey. So if you go closer to the yellow, the opposite to yellow is purple, and then the opposite of blue is orange. So if you go somewhere in you kind of go up. It's really hard. I need to show you a color wheel so I can visualize it, but it's closer to yellow. So it's going to be kind of slightly in that realm, purplies, kind of purple blues. Is that right? Purple reds. I think that's what I would say. Yes, those pinks are very you. Yeah, they're just beautiful. I love these. These are, these sorts of ones, these sort of corals. I really like coral. I don't wear an awful lot of it either, but I really love those corals. So, I mean, those corals, maybe that's the kind of thing I'm thinking. Then it would be more yellowy red rather than a red violet. Red violet, yeah, that kind of color. That's not really red violet at all. But once you got into that, it is, right? So like that. And it would be softened. The thing is, these are not straight primaries. They're not primary colors. They're all off. They're all slightly off. And I think that's where you find the fun, is when you get out of the primary colors and you move into these mucky colors, these secondary colors and tertiary colors, when you start mixing more together. Well, that's where I find my fun in there. I'm just going to change my camera again so I can see you again. I don't know why it does this. It might be on a timer. Okay, so then just a little bit more. There's just a tiny bit more to show you. So then I was on the other side of me was Good Wool Hunting, and they had a lovely big stand full of all sorts of goodness. And I spied this on the stand, and I thought, oh, that's very pretty gelato-y kind of fun. Actually, look at the colors in there, actually, Maureen, because there we have our limey greens, and you can see how beautiful it looks with the grays that kind of pull things together. We go into those pinkies and then back also our yellow. See that? How you can sort of mix all those together, and they look really lovely. So those are the, yeah, how soon is that new design coming? I've got, oh yeah, it's coming. Just a minute. I've got lots of things. Lynn is saying bright red, but if you lean towards vermilion, it works well with lime green. Yeah, so that's right. So that's more of a blue purple. Be right. But then also, I think, consider this sort of thing. So this is Broadway Yarns hand dyed. It's a 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon sock. It's called Candy Delight. But the thing about this was that I loved, the sheen is lovely, the twist is lovely, it's superwash obviously, so the colors are great. It's so soft. It is so soft. So I thought, I'm going to bung that in a shawl. I actually think that would be great to add to a shawl. It'd be interesting. So it's just going in my shawl stash. I haven't got any plans for it at all. But I just thought that's something I can add to my shawl stash because there's lots of colors in there that I can pick out to go, you know, in a shawl. And I think it would be light and breezy and really pretty. So I just thought I'll get that to pop in my shawl stash. So I was very pleased with that. And then I also got this because off their stand, good wool hunting. It's Malabrigo. This is reflecting pool colorway. This is their Rios. Now I've used Rios before for hats. I love Rios for a hat. I love Malabrigo. This is luxury softness, this yarn. It's really beautiful tonals. There are lots of different colors in this, from a darker blue to a light, but it's close enough that it just gives depth of color rather than really varied color. And for a hat, it's a one-off. Oh, they're heavenly to wear. And I thought, actually, I fancied a hat in that color. So I just popped it away into my stash of yarn that I can make hats out of because I like that. So this is the yarn I used for my Maximus hat, the one that my brother is modeling. And it has the kind of cable down the front, like a little helmet sort of thing. So yeah, I thought I'd just tuck that away. Absolutely stunning color. Yes, your ideas are growing. Good. Love those multicolor skeins, but never know how to knit them to showcase the yarn. Now, I have a couple of books. I'm going to show you one day, actually, with all these Oh, you mean this one? Or do you mean the little ones? These ones? When it comes to these, I can find it. You need a lot of swatching, but then colored pencils can help. And I have some beautiful books, which I'll show you one day. And they're British, all about how to create color work things. I'll try and remember to show you one day. Anyway, but I think the thing for these to showcase the colors is I think I like pulling out a couple of the colors, and then this can sing in it, but it's balanced out by some of the other colors. That's how I like to do it. Yeah, like you've got that beautiful pink here. It depends on what you want to pull out. I would be tempted to pull out the lime because it's just so stunning, but whether I want to wear that, I don't know. I have to see. Grays would really tone it all down. The lime would really beef it all up. The pink, I mean, if you had any pink, that everything you pull out is just going to pop in this color. So just play it. Don't forget those tiny little swatches, teeny tiny little swatches. You meant the gelato. Yeah, that one. But I think if you think about, if you pull out some of these colors, it brings it all back. It tones it all down. And if you go for these brighter colors, it'll make it all pop, because obviously that takes over. But you have to decide how much of that you want in something. Unravel it, lie it out, and yeah yeah, and see what you think. Goodness, looks like you saved a lot of money by not being, but you're feeling a tiny bit jealous, maybe a big bit jealous. Oh, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. Well, I thought it'd be good to show you all the stuff. Then on the last day, I see I was in and out of my stand. I took one of my girls with me, my big girl, and she helped man my stand because I was teaching and I was racing around. And so I wasn't there a heck of a lot on my stand. So I didn't get a lot of time to go and look at all the shops, but I got enough time. But on the last day, that group set up like a stash dive sort of stand. And from what I understand, I think it was leftovers from those dye patterns create little caterpillars of color. Yeah, so that's why I think it's quite nice to mix them up with something else. A bit like, my Timely cardigan, for example, where you can interspace them with something else. I like that, with stripes. I like stripes. Anyway, on the last day, so there's a shop in Napier that's closed, a yarn shop. She just closed on the Friday. And so I think there was some stock left from that shop there. I think there were people's stashes that they'd pulled out, and they had a stand of stuff. And so I decided to buy, I saw these. Now, I've bought these before. These are cotton. Let me have a little look and tell you about them. Organic cotton, 50 grams. And they come in these range of colors, right? These are grays and peaches, blues and lemon mustards. I actually like the blue and lemon mustard, so I got 3 of those. I really like that one. And I got one of the pink and grays, and I use them for dishcloths. I love dishcloths. I have all my dishcloths are handmade, homemade, handmade. My mum made me a whole pile. I've bought this lot before, so I already have some in these. They're just light and pretty and lovely. Every couple of years, I have a big makeup. I have a big knit, and I knit piles and piles of dishcloths, and then I restock myself for the next few years. And I'd say few years, probably 3 or 4 years. Every 3 or 4 years, I kind of replace and change and bring new things in. I don't tend to add them all the time. And so this just goes into my dishcloth stash. So I've got lovely yarn to use for my dishcloths. So yeah, I really like this one. And it was $7. It was only $7 for a skein. So I thought that was actually pretty good. I don't know what they cost normally, but that did fit good. Yeah, you love your handmade dishcloths, Annie. Yeah, me too. I really do. And when I can be bothered, I love the ones that have crochet borders and the pretty patterns. I love them because I just love using them. Bringing that into my kitchen and into the drudgery of cleaning the sink again. I really love having these pretty things that I can use. And then also on that stand, I saw one of these. Now, I have not seen one of these for 20, how long have I been married? I've been married 20, I'll be almost 22 years. I haven't seen one of these for about 24 years. Well, I have, because I have one. But when we got engaged, I didn't get engaged on my own. When we got engaged, we were in the UK, and my mum and dad had been traveling around in New Zealand, and they bought us a massive selection of wooden stuff, all New Zealand made wooden things. And so we've still got most of it here. They got things like cowrie bowls, little platters, salad servers, little boxes, all sorts of, like, this whole collection of beautiful wooden bits and pieces. I'm trying to remember what else. When I see it, I know it comes from that pile. Little butter dishes, all sorts of things like that. And that's what they gave us for our engagement present. And in the pile was one of these. And it looks a little bit different, but it is a little needle holder. And you keep your wool needles in it, or your darning needles in it. And then I have one of these in my notions pouch. And I thought, I've got too many needles for my needle holder now. Is that an etui needle case? I don't know what it is. Doesn't have a smell, but we can always try. But it has a nice little tight wedge, so it won't come off easily. And I think Tamsin said her dad makes them. Is that right, Tamsin? She said her dad makes them. I don't know if she's on at the moment. And you still have some more of the needle cases. Is that these ones? Could be these. Those ones? Okay, I don't know who said that. But anyway, these are, they're really good. They're really, really good, because you can just keep all your darning needles in it. You tip them out. I can have a selection in there, and I've got too many now. I've been having a little stash. They're made by your dad, Tamsin. Brilliant. And she said she's still got some more. They're $25 each, plus post. There we are. Let her know that her dad makes them. So I love them, and I just have one tucked into my project, my little notions pouch. And I thought, well, I'm going to fill up this one, and I might have a second pouch or something else. Oh, so Lynn's saying etui. Okay, I'm not even going to etui, something like that is the French word for needle case. I don't speak French, but that's my best shot. How can I get one? Send a message to Tamsin. So she's in the chat. I can see you're both on Facebook there, leaving messages. So if you're on YouTube, I'll tell you what, Tamsin maybe could do a post in the Hangout and tell us about the little needle cases, or put one on Friday. You'd use it for winding a ball on it too. You could use it as a little noster pin. You definitely could. But anyway, I thought that was great. Our last lesson this last month in Wardrobe Toolbox was all on mending. And so I bought myself a whole lot of little new needles, different things to try and look at and see what was around. And so I've got extras now as well. So that was the last thing I bought, and I was very chuffed with that. Oh my gosh, I've gone for nearly an hour and I haven't even told you about the new socks. So you're not on Facebook, so you can't see Tamsin. Maybe Tamsin will come over, Annie, and leave a message on the YouTube channel as well. That would be nice so that you could see. Maybe. Otherwise, you might have to pop over. Etui. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Lynn. That's really good. That's how you say it. So that was I think that was everything. Someone gave me a fabulous little badge, which I haven't got here. She came up to me on the last day and she said, I think you need one of these. And it said Knitting Queen. And so I've got a Knitting Queen badge, which I'm going to put on one of my project bags. And that was my stash for the weekend. It was really good. I felt it's such a difference being able to take a couple of days to make a decision. I'm not good at quick decision making. I'm just not. Sometimes I am. If I'm really well educated about something, I can be like yes or no. But most of the time when it comes to these sort of creative decision makings, I just need to slow down and I just need to have a little think about things. I don't like to feel rushed. So when I go to a big show on one day and I'm going around, I can make some fabulous purchases, and I often will make some, but there's no way I would normally buy this much because I just find it completely overwhelming. And so I like to just slow down and have a look, and then I go back, and then I go back, and then it's just the way my brain works. Okay, so that was that. Now I wanted to show you some socks. I got some socks coming out tomorrow. Now this just sort of snuck up on me, and the ladies that helped me out with bits and pieces behind the scenes, we sat down and worked out when I'm going to put out patterns and new patterns and when things are coming, and we look at the calendar, and there really is, this is the only time to bring these socks out because there's so many things going on. So these socks, so they're going to come out tomorrow. And for those of you in Wardrobe Toolbox, you already have these socks. In fact, you already have the capacity to make all these socks because this was part of one of our lessons last year. And but these will be out tomorrow. These are, I feel like the computer wants to go flat. These are Eliza Socks, and Eliza Socks have these cute as cables up the front with the little bobbles up the front, and they are DK socks. They have this quilted pattern at the back. They're a lovely fit. They knitted from the top down with a heel flap down to the toe, and then they've got I gave you 2 toes in the pattern. I've changed the pattern. So what we did was in that lesson was we learned about swapping cables out in our patterns, and we learned about cable knitting. And I had this round toe in the pattern, which is quite a nice wide toe for someone that has quite a nice wide toe. Oh, Ruth says she's got hers on. Fantastic. That one's quite nice, but I also included a wedge toe, which is more of a traditional shaped toe like this. I'll show you this toe as well. And what I've done is I've included both toes in all of the socks. So there's that is the Eliza toes. That was the original toe. It was a nice round toe. Now that actually fits me okay. I fit both of them okay, but it also includes that toe. Can you see the difference? Yes, this one is a lot wider. So you'll know which toe your foot will prefer. And in fact, we just did a lesson in Wardrobe Toolbox recently about socks and toes. So you'll be able to go back and see that to decide which one you prefer. It doesn't matter if you're knitting top up or top down or bottom up, you can choose. So the socks include both toes. I have separated them into 3 different socks because what we did first was, because I don't know if you want them all, but I'll do a deal for you so that you can buy a couple and get a pair free, right? But I thought they kind of needed to be 3 different socks. Because the maths adjusts a little bit as you go down, and the pattern just gets a bit complicated, and I'll just do 3. So these are the original Eliza socks. They've got this little bobble on them and this lovely cable pattern and the quilting at the back. And then we have these other 2. These are Maggie. Maggie is in the set as well. So she has they just have different cables, and then the maths changes towards the bottom. And the maths is different because of the cables are different. So cable, she still has that quilted back. She's still knitted from the top down, heel flap, and down to the toe. And we've done a wedge toe on that one. But it also includes that rounded toe. So that's Maggie. And then the last one's a Florence. Can you see a theme in the names? They sort of felt like the kind of socks you needed to curl up and be a little bit special. And these are Florence socks. I love these ones. And these have this fabulous bold cable in the middle and two little cables on either side. And then they have the quilting. Again, they're just knitted from the top down and heel flap, super comfy. And these ones have also got the wedge toe on them, but you can put the round toe on them as well. They're really lovely. Oh, you made Maggie. Fantastic. So the people in Wardrobe Toolbox, at the time, we talked about how to swap out our cable on Eliza and pop in one of these other cables. And so you've actually got these cables, but I think I'll go back and I think I'll pop these socks in for you in Wardrobe Toolbox so that you can get them. But for everybody else, I'm just going to have them available for sale from tomorrow. So there's 3 different socks. And if you just pop into if you're on my mini mag, I'll explain to you how it will work. There's 3 different socks. Now, they are knitted in fabulous plump DK yarn from Dreamfire. They're all knitted with Dreamfire yarn, artisan yarn, and they're DK. They are fast. They are so fast, and they're so cozy to wear. They're really good. They're really good gumboot socks. They're really good home socks under your slippers. If you have some shoes with a little bit of extra room, I can see them under sort of leather Mary Janes, that kind of thing. I think they'd be fantastic. They're super warm and lovely and cozy. So they're DK merino nylon blend. Sometimes there aren't that many people that do a DK with merino and nylon, which makes it hard wearing for socks. If you're not going to wear them out and about all the day, if you're just going to wear them to bed, if you're just going to wear them under your slippers and around the house, then you probably could just do them with just DK. Just you choose a DK. A superwash, I'm not sure if I would use a straight out superwash because if it stretches heaps and heaps, but the gauge is pretty tight, so you might be okay with that. You forgot you gave us 3 options. Yeah, I did. I gave you 3 options in the pattern. But I'll go back and I'll put them in so that you can just choose. I just decided to do that right now. So it's the yarn is from Dreamfire yarns, and so we have 3 colors. And I have got I must be sitting on one because I can't find the other ball. But it will say in the patterns what all the different colors are. Maybe I dropped it on the floor. Hang on, let me just look very quickly. I definitely put them down. I'll probably get up now when I finish, and I don't know where the other ball is. It's just disappeared underneath me. But this one, the blue one, is That Girl's Dark Dress. No, this is the blue one. That Girl's Dark Dress. It's beautiful. It's a really look at the color. It's got lots of color changes in that. It's really beautiful tonal. They're all beautiful tonals. I really like her yarn. It's very, very pretty. So that one's a real chocolatey color. So the details of the specific colors will be, the purple is Sun-Kissed Aubergine. It is too. Sun-Kissed Aubergine is that one. And that one is something like, it's something to do with hot chocolate, I think. That's the one I have here. And I don't know where I've put it. Oh, typical. Crazy. They'd also look good in finger weight. They would. You could, let me just think. It's going to be a little bit trickier to do it in fingering, but you can. I've done 3 sizes. There's a small, medium, large. I'm a medium, sort of a 38. I'm thinking that a small is around about, well, you'll have to measure your foot, but a small is around about like a 34 to 36, 34 to 35, 33 to 35, probably 33 to 35, like that larger child's much smaller woman's foot for a small, and then like a 36, 37 up to about a 39 could go in the middle size, and then I'm thinking 39 up to about a 42. These European sizes goes in the large. So there's 3 sizes in there already. So if you want to substitute for a fingering, you're going to need more stitches. So the small size, it might work fine because you might be able to just pull out that large size sock. But I'm not sure, from a large to I'm not sure. You need more stitches anyway to make it work. I think that one is espresso. Could be espresso. Yeah. So they're really, the thing I like about top-down heel flaps is that they're really easy to make super comfortable on yourself. Let me just change my camera again. You can adjust them so that they feel good on your feet. If you have a high instep, you can make this gusset a lot larger for you. You can make your heel longer, shorter. They're really nice to adjust. Oh, you could actually. You could take lodestone and put a cable into it as a 4-ply option. Now, and that is a really good idea because that's give you a good guide for stitches, certainly. And just swatch out your little cable. And for those of you who do have that, so it would have been season 3 in Wardrobe Toolbox, then I tell you about how to sub in a cable. Take a cable and pop it into something else, and how we go about doing that. That was what that whole lesson was all about. So it's quite a useful one to go back to if you want to do that. Now, those will be out tomorrow. So keep your eyes peeled on my mini mag, and I'll give you all the details, and I'll tell the Wardrobe Toolbox people that they're there, and I might do that tonight. And then for everybody else who's not on Wardrobe Toolbox, if you want to have a go with some of these DK socks, then I'll give you a discount code and whatnot in my newsletter tomorrow and my mini mag. And I'll see if I can work it out. I imagine I'll have like a buy 2 of them, get one free kind of deal. So I'll just work out if I can actually do that. I'm pretty sure I can do that on my new system, but I'll just have to, before I promise that, I'll work out whether I can. I can do that on Ravelry, I think. I'm sure I can on Ravelry. Okay, so there's that. Now, for those of you who keep hearing me talking about Wardrobe Toolbox, we do a lot of cool stuff over there. It's really fun. A lot of you I know are already in there. It's such a supportive, fun place to be. And it's really interesting to me what it's grown into, what my vision for it was, and what it's grown into. And we are kind of living the vision I had, which is really nice. I had an idea that I saw, like myself, as a middle-aged woman, thinking I wanted to make more clothes for myself. I wanted to feel good. I wanted to figure out, what do I actually want to wear? How can I be bolder in what I want to wear? And bolder in terms of, how can I be more me? How can I dress like me? And who is me anyway? All of those feelings, I've had those. I still have those. I don't think that you get to the end of this journey. We just keep going up and down and working it out, and we change. So a lot of what we talk about in Wardrobe Toolbox is about, it's about just finding the confidence to just figuring out, what story am I trying to tell with what I'm wearing, and then how do I find the courage or the confidence to actually put those clothes on, and then how do I make those clothes? And that's what really the guts of it, actually. And we do it together in a really supportive community. We're all different. We're all totally different. We have lots of things in common. We all love to knit. That is our primary thing we have in common. But people are really supportive of one another and really cheering of one another. That is, you go for it, man. This is wicked. But I think there's 2 things that happen there. One is the sense that we all get it. We've been lived long enough to understand that you go up and you go down, and then you kind of play with ideas and have fun with them. And the other thing is that we all have this incredible love of creating. It's like we breathe it. We live and breathe it. We all understand that. And whether we're new to it, or we've been doing it for a long time, or we're just new to knitting, or we have that. It's like a life breath, we get that. And I think those 2 things come together where it's just this lovely place to be. So I enjoy it. I love it. The people in there, I feel like I'm really getting to know so many of you, and it's great when you talk. And in fact, I met lots of people in Cannes, and they came up and they say to me, "I'm in Wardrobe Toolbox." You're probably here now. I imagine some of you. "I'm in Wardrobe Toolbox," and I never say anything. I say, "That's fine," but it is nice to say things if you want to. So anyway, the doors only open twice a year. They open in March and in September. So we're due to open at the end of next week. There is going to be a revamp with Wardrobe Toolbox. It is in the process of being made right now. All of the content is going to be the same, but there will be constantly new content added, just like there is now. We'll move in much the same way. Lessons and masterclasses and question and answer sessions and knit nights and fit nights and all of the things that we do week to week. We'll continue with all of that. But we're going to bring all of the existing content from all of the seasons, and I'm going to organize it so that everybody gets to see everything. and you have access to everything. It won't be, if for all of the patterns that you had in old seasons, you will get those patterns, but the patterns, they will be slightly different with patterns. So the patterns, but you will have the option to buy patterns that you don't own because of they're part of your old seasons within Wardrobe Toolbox that the public don't have, that aren't released to everybody else yet. And I've got some other ideas around that, but I'll talk about that when they happen. But essentially, all of that content is coming so that we can dip back in and out of it. And we can say, I can release a new pattern, which I'm going to do in October. We've got a new pattern coming. And I am looking forward to being able to say to you, go and this, and this. These are really going to be really helpful lessons for this particular pattern that I'm giving you. Go back and have a little look. And if you want to, if you can, I can suggest them to you. I can put them in front of you. I can set it up so that you can be emailed those lessons, things like that, so that you can dip and dive in and out of old content. We can go right back. We can, we can trawl through. If you want to know a lot about bust darts, you could start at the beginning and you can go all the way through and you can learn all about bust darts, and I can keep adding to it and changing it, and I can replace things and I can update things and improve things all the time. So the idea is that you will have this sort of smorgasbord, but there will be within that, there'll be pathways. I've got questionnaires for you to fill out. So you can say, this is where I've got a block, or this is what I want to know more about. And I can say, well, okay, try these and let's see what happens if you watch this or read this or do this. And then I'm hoping we can grow our skills like that. So it will be a little bit different. It's going to be better, because I think that we will start really utilizing a lot of the old content, because I'm getting the feeling that there's a lot of I know for a fact there's a lot of content in there. There's 2.5 years of content, and that's an awful lot to come into. And I was really lamenting the fact that I couldn't just show new people some, it's just all got a bit complicated. So we've evolved. We've grown up a little bit over there in Wardrobe Toolbox, and now we're going to try something a little bit different. So for everybody who is already in Wardrobe Toolbox, you know the drill. You sit tight. I will email you separately, and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You will have to do a couple of things this time, but I will make that absolutely clear for you next week, and you will find out exactly what you need to do to stay part of Wardrobe Toolbox. For those of you who want to join it, who are new, just keep an eye on my mini mag, because I'll tell you it there. But also you can sign up at wardrobetoolbox.com. Go and pop your email address in, and I'm going to start feeding you some emails just to let you know that it's coming and the dates. It'll open on the 18th. I'll tell you again next week. And open on Sunday the 18th, and the doors will be open for 10 days like usual. And then the doors will close, and that's it. They won't be open again until March. And then we're all, there's the people that join at that point, they get to come and join us for the knit night, and we wrap up season 6. And you get to be part of that ending of season 6 when you're new in. And then the doors will open for Wardrobe Toolbox. I think it's the 4th of October. And then there are new patterns and new lessons and all of those things, as well as all of the stuff that we've covered before. So, and in order for new people not to feel overwhelmed, that's why I'm going to have these ideas of things you can follow and do, and we can talk about that, and I might do some extra sessions just to help you guys out with it. You'd be happy to go over a lot of the advice. Well, my plan is that I'll be in a position to remake and revamp and upgrade and those things as we go along. As I see a change, or I can see different ways of doing things, I can just add to material. So I think it will just get better. So those are the ways. The people that are already in, just wait for me. I'll tell you what you need to do. Just wait for my emails and I'll email you. And for those of you who want to join us, keep an eye on my, just go over to Wardrobe Toolbox and put your name in the details, put your email address in. You don't have to be on my mini mag as well. If you don't want to get the mini mag, you don't have to. I'll just email everybody in that list themselves, everyone who signs up to Wardrobe Toolbox. You don't have to get my weekly emails. You might want to, but you don't have to. And then you can join in that. Now, someone said something about Facebook. I have gone back and forth about this, about what to do about Facebook. Our lounge is on Facebook. That means it like our hangout. And I can see that you're calling in from YouTube. At this point, our community space is on Facebook. And I know that there's probably a handful of people who don't use Facebook. And I have gone I'm still continue to wrestle with this idea of using another platform, and never say never. I haven't set it up to go for this time because there's so much else to do right now. But once we're settled in, then we might look at it. I'm just a bit nervous that people are settled on Facebook in the lounge. It's easy. A lot of people are there anyway. Some people have just joined just for the lounge. And to be honest, I don't use Facebook like a normal person at all. I basically, all I see in my feed is Hangout and the toolbox. That's it. I don't see anybody. Sorry if you're my friend on Facebook and you're on here. I don't see what you post. I only see those two things. That's it. Because I don't like Facebook. I only use it for Wardrobe Toolbox and Truly Myrtle Hangout. So I just go in. That's it. That's all I see. So that makes it doable for me. But there are options. I just haven't found a perfect option for us for a forum. I just haven't found anything that I like that works in quite the same way. It's such a powerful platform with the video and the way it's arranged, and it's really good. But I haven't stopped looking, and I will keep doing that. And it might be that we just try something and see if we like it. But I'm a bit worried that lots of people won't, and then there'll be more people that don't want to come, and then and managing 2 spaces might get a bit tricky as well. So that's just a work in progress. But the rest of it, the majority of what happens in Wardrobe Toolbox, you don't need to be on Facebook. It's just that community aspect, which is wonderful, but that's the community aspect is there. I don't do any teaching in there. You don't have any lessons in there. There's no masterclasses in there. It's all done via Zoom. So you can come in. You don't have to be part of Facebook to join the masterclasses, the question and answer sessions, to watch the lessons, the fit nights, the knit nights, none of that stuff. All of that happens outside Facebook, so that you can just come and join in those Zoom things. And that's good. That's quite good. And I'm going to have the flexibility to change up some of the times I do things a bit more, because now I'm going to have this, I'm going to be in the garage, which means that I don't have to interrupt my entire family when I need to do a live video. So I'm hoping that I can just nip out there and do things on different times and different days, and I can vary it up a little bit. I know that 10 o'clock in the morning, my time, works really well for almost everyone around the world, except for the people who are working in New Zealand. So because 10 o'clock in the morning is obviously I'm awake. The Australians are just awake. The people in the Northern Hemisphere are not quite asleep, so they might be able to tune in. The people through Europe and the UK. And the people in North America, it's kind of dinner time. So it is actually quite a good time, which is why we have a few things at this time. But sometimes we have them on my Friday night, or we have them in the afternoon, or sometimes I have to fit in with guests. So I just play around with that. But I might be able to have a couple more things on the weekends. And I might be able to have more things at a traditional time when we might be cooking dinner or things like that, so that you might be home from work, for those of you who are in New Zealand and Australia. So it's a work in progress. It always is. But anyway, that is Wardrobe Toolbox. The doors will open on the 18th. Make sure that you're on whatever list you need to be on, whether it's at wardrobetoolbox.com or Truly Myrtle over there. Sign up to the mini mag, and then you'll be notified when the doors open. You'll be told exactly what happens, and it will be all go. It's going to be all fun. There's a new pattern the first month you get in. Yeah, should be fun. I mean, we're just rolling on. We're rolling on over, and I think we're just getting more and more settled and evolving a little bit more. So that's good. It's really good. I enjoy it immensely. All right, everybody. That was my enormous podcast for today. I'm going to have to go and have a cup of coffee now. I'm sorry, Tanya, about this. Yeah, not Facebook, but I'm constantly thinking. I sympathize enormously. Actually, I do sympathize enormously. If someone could just invent something that was just as powerful as this, that would be really good. But I have to take it in stages, but I have other ideas as well I'd like to do. Will it be the same price? It won't be the same price. I will talk to you about that next week, but because I'm still trying to figure out exactly what to charge. It will be more, because all of a sudden you'll have access to so much stuff. You have access to absolutely everything. I'm not going to say things that I'm planning to do because I don't know when I'm going to do them, but I have got other plans, so there will be a possibility to keep things later. I just have to actually make that happen. But yeah, it will be more. It will be a bit more, quite a bit more, because it is so much stuff. It is so much. It's going to be an amazing resource for you. Having said that, it is still so much cheaper than some of the memberships I pay for. I'm a member of quite a few memberships. Some of them are about memberships, some of them are just other memberships. And because I charge in New Zealand dollars, everything is like way cheaper than you'd pay if you're paying in US dollars. So that's a bonus. It still is an incredible deal for the price. I'll do it the best I can. All right. You missed a lot of the knit night on Friday. Yeah, we have really good knit nights in Wardrobe Toolbox. Okay, everybody, I am going to go. I will see you next Thursday. Don't forget the socks tomorrow. Got these lovely socks tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing those on your feet. And I will talk to you next Thursday here, same place, same time, right here. And we'll have another chat about something else fun. All right, I'll see you later, everybody. Bye.